Newspapers say we live in the platform economy, and when they do so, our mind runs directly to those digital companies, often unicorns, which appeared out of nowhere and disrupted in the blink of an eye long-lasting traditional industries like Uber and Airbnb did, just to name the usual suspects.
Thinking about platform a bit more, other names could arise like Booking.com, Amazon, Facebook, basically those companies offering services we use almost every day. As a result, the word platform became so used in our daily conversations, with all its variants like platformania, Uberization, platformization, that almost lost its meaning. Is this happening to you too? Let's make a test. Is Google more similar to Amazon than to the Financial Times? If you said yes, or if you just don't know how to answer, go on listening this video.
Today we talk about this in the Platform Room, the space where in a few minutes we present you one of our articles about the world of platforms and innovation. Highly successful digital platforms like Uber, Airbnb, but also Amazon, Spotify, Deliveroo, or many others did not introduce the idea of platform, but simply adapted a very old and long-lasting one. This typology of platforms exists since the birth of physical markets in the Middle East, spaces where people looking for something and people offering it could easily meet. The economic literature began to focus on these value creation and capture systems in 2003, when Rocher and Tirole defined the concept of two-sided market, a market that needs two groups of customers to exist.
Credit cards provide the simplest example of such a market. The plastic card allows those who want to buy and those who want to sell something to have a transaction as smooth and simple as possible. Cross-site network externalities are a crucial point here, because the value perceived by one side, buyers for example, increases with the number of actors on the other side, merchants in this case, and vice versa. In the years to follow, economists dealt with various topics connected to these markets, from the price dynamics to the matching mechanism between the two sides to the advertising. Yes, the advertising, because a newspaper has a two-sided model too. On the one side, readers, and on the other side, advertisers. Unlike credit cards, though, the network externalities are unidirectional. Advertisers perceive more value if there are more readers, but vice versa in this case is not true.
By the way, we can now answer our starting question. Google is a lot more similar to newspapers with advertisers paying to access the search engine customers' eyeballs than to Amazon, which work is to enable a transaction between sites. Progressively, the topic started to be researched not only in the economic field, but also in the management one. Eventually, the scientific community even changed the name of this type of businesses from two-sided markets to two-sided platforms. This apparently minor change led to an explosion of research in this area. Not only some markets, but any business can be based on a two-sided structure. And we see this with the great success of Airbnb and Uber. The proliferation of successful cases like Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, Strava increased the number of studies, approaches, and perspectives, leading eventually to label these businesses simply as platforms, and generating that loss of meaning we discussed before. To address this problem, we must shed a final light on two different typologies of platforms. Transactional two-sided platforms, which enable a direct transaction between the customers on the one side, such as credit cards, Airbnb, Uber, but also Spotify, Booking.com, Deliveroo, eBay, and many others. Being a transactional two-sided platform is a business model operating choice. If one side is missing, the system doesn't work.
Orthogonal two-sided platforms are those platforms that do not enable a direct exchange between two groups of customers, but still have multiple groups of customers that benefit from the presence of the others. Just as in the case of newspapers, where the business is paid by advertisers which access the reader's eyeballs in return. This is the case of platforms like Facebook, Google, Instagram, Twitter, and many others. becoming an orthogonal two-sided platform is a value-capturing opportunity. The Google search engine can operate and serve customers even without orthogonal advertisers. It actually did it for many years. The orthogonal actor is not needed to generate value, but to capture it. These two-sided platform types enable what we call the platform thinking, the ability to see innovation opportunities through platforms. Like Amazon, starting from a linear business as an online book retailer and becoming a transactional two-sided marketplace. Or Facebook, which starts as an orthogonal platform and becomes an hybrid platform by adding various transactional customers, for example through the Facebook Marketplace. Or Uber, which goes from being a transactional platform to an hybrid platform by offering the data collected from years of rides around the world to mobility researchers via the Uber Movement service. Want to know more? In the description of this video, you can find the article Landlords with No Lands that presents the last 20 years of research on the world of platforms and a model to understand the differences between the main types.